In this video, we are going to solve quadratics. We're going to start with solving quadratics by factorizing. So when we have a quadratic, if we can factorize it, that's the easiest way to solve it. So this first one, I've got x squared plus 7x equals 0. It's already equal to 0. I don't need to rearrange it. So I just factorize x squared plus 7x. So they've both got an x in them. So I can take x out. X times x makes x squared. X times 7 makes 7x. So x times x plus 7 is equal to 0. If a multiplication is equal to 0, that means one of the two terms must be 0. So either x is 0, either x equals 0, or x plus 7 is equal to 0. What does x have to be for x plus 7 to be equal to 0? It has to be negative 7. So x can be 0 or negative 7. The second one, we've got the difference of two squares. We've got p squared and we've got 7 squared. So we can factorize to p plus 7 and p minus 7. So p plus 7 times p minus 7 is equal to 0. So what does p have to be? P can be negative 7 or p can be positive 7. And question 3, t squared minus t minus 20 equals 0. What multiplies to make 20 and adds to make a negative 1, or multiplies to make negative 20 and adds to make a negative 1? It's got to be 4 and 5. So I'm going to have t in both brackets. And it's got to be 4 and 5, and we want plus 4 and take away 5. So what can t be? T is going to have to be negative 4 or positive 5. 3 for you to try, so pause the video and give them a go. Question 1, we're going to have double brackets, x in both. What multiplies to make 12 and adds to make 7? It's a 3 and a 4, plus and a plus. So what is x? X can be negative 3 to make the first bracket 0, or negative 4 to make the second one 0. Question 2, we can factorize into a single bracket this time. They've both got 2 and x in them. Although what we could also do is divide through by 2 and get rid of the 2 completely. So if we divide both sides by 2, we'll just get x squared minus 4x is equal to 0. You don't have to do that. You could have gone straight to factorizing. You will end up with the same answer. So I'm now going to factorize. So single bracket, take x on the outside. X times x is x squared. X times negative 4 is negative 4x. And so what can x be? X is equal to 0, or x is equal to 4. And the last one, we've got the difference of two squares. We've got t plus 10 and t minus 10. So what is x? X is either negative 10, that makes the first bracket 0, or positive 10, and that makes the second bracket 0. Here we're still solving quadratics by factorizing, but these ones are just going to be harder to factorize. So I've got a number in front of the x squared, so I'm going to do a times c. 3 times negative 2 is negative 6. What multiplies to make 6? I can have 1 and 6, or 2 and 3. Now what multiplies to make a negative 6 and adds to make a negative 5, it's going to have to be plus 1 minus 6. If I did minus 2 and minus 3, a negative times a negative will multiply to make a positive 6. So I'm going to rewrite 3x squared plus 5x minus 2 as 3x squared. And then either way round, plus x minus 6x, or minus 6x plus x, either way round. Now I can put it into my double brackets. So what can I take out of the first two terms? They've both got an x in them. X times something is 3x squared. That must be 3x. X times something is x. That must be a 1. Something times 3x is negative 6x. That must be negative 2. And negative 2 times 1 makes negative 2. So either my first bracket is 0, x would have to be 2, positive 2. 2 take away 2 is nothing. Or my second bracket is equal to 0, and x would have to be minus 1/3. The second question, it isn't equal to 0. So before I can factorize it, I need to make it equal to 0. So I'm going to plus 7t and take away 3 from both sides to make it equal to 0. So 6t squared plus 7t minus 3 equals 0. Now a times c, 6 3s or 6 negative 3s, that's negative 18. What multiplies to make 18? 1 18, 2 9s, 3 6s. How can I make a 7? Plus 9, take away 2. So it's 6t squared plus 9t, take away 2t, minus 3 equals 0. What can I take out of the first two terms? I can take 3, 6 and 9 are both in the 3 times table, and t. So my first term in my first bracket will be 3t. 3t times something is 6t squared, that's 2t. 3t times something is 9t, that must be 3. And something times 2t is negative 2t, must be minus 1. So what must t be? So either the first bracket is 0, t would have to be 1/3, or the second bracket is 0, and t would have to be negative 3/2. Okay, 2 for you to try. So pause the video and give them a go. So the first one, I'm going to do a times c, 5 6s or 5 negative 6s. So negative 30. So it's 1/30, 2 15s, 3 10s, or 5 6s. How can I make a 13? Got two options, so let's be careful. So they multiply to make negative 30 and add to make negative 13. So we're going to have to go with the 2 and the 15 because we need one to be positive and one to be negative. A positive times a negative multiplies to make a negative. So we're going to have to go with the 2 and 15. So it's plus 2, take away 15. What can I take out of the first two terms? That's just x. And then x times something is 5x squared. That must be 5x. X times something is 2x. That must be 2. Something times 5x is negative 15x. That's negative 3. And negative 3 times positive 2 is negative 6. So either the first bracket is 0, which makes x 3, or the second bracket is 0, minus 2/5. Question 2, it's not equal to 0, so we make it equal to 0. So take 13x away from both sides. I'm writing the x squared term, then the x term, and then the number by itself. A times c, 30. So I've got same numbers as above. So I need a negative 13 this time. So I'm going to use the 3 and the 10. So they multiply negative 3, negative 10, multiply to give a positive 30, and add to give a negative 13. So what can I take out of the first two terms? That's just x. And then x times 2x is 2x squared. X times negative 3 is negative 3x. And then negative 5 times 2x is negative 10x. And negative 5 times negative 3 is positive 15. So either x is 5 or x is 3/2. We can also solve quadratics using the quadratic formula. And the quadratic formula says that x is equal to negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So a is the number before the x squared. In this case, a is 3. B is a number before the x. So we've got negative 5 here. And c is what's left on the end, the number by itself, which is 1. So we just substitute these into the quadratic formula, and we could solve the quadratic. So we can say x is equal to minus b, so that's minus 5, plus or minus the square root of b squared, that's negative 5 squared, minus 4 times a times c all over 2 a's, which is 2 3's. So wherever I had a letter, I've just changed it to a bracket and put the number in. And then I can type this into the calculator, how it looks here, but I'll do it twice, once with a plus, once with a minus. So let's grab a calculator. So I'm going to press the fraction button first, and then minus, bracket, minus 5, plus the square root, negative 5 squared, minus 4 times 3 times 1, all over 2 3's. So I get 5 plus root 13 over 6, or if I wanted a decimal answer, to 2 decimal places, 1.43. So I could say x equals 1.43. That's my first answer. I can get the second answer by changing the plus into a minus. So just click back on the calculator, change the plus into a minus, and you get the second answer. So 2 decimal places again, 0.23. And the second one, it's not equal to 0, so let's make it equal to 0. So we've got 5t squared, and then take away t from both sides, take away 3 from both sides, and that makes it equal to 0. So this time a is how many t squareds we've got. So we've got 5 of them. How many t's have we got? We've got minus 1t, negative 1t, and c is negative 3. So again, we can just type those into the calculator. So it's x equals minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4 times a times c all over 2a. So we just type that into the calculator and we get out the answers. So I've got a first answer of 0.88 and the second answer of negative 0.68. I'd like to show you something else on the calculator quickly. So the calculator will actually solve quadratics for us. So we need to know the quadratic formula, but we don't need to use it to solve quadratics. So menu, and then equation or function, polynomial, degree. So what's the power of x? It's an x squared. So it's 2. And then we just type in a, b, and c. So for the second one here, a was 5, b was negative 1, and c was negative 3. So we get our first answer, which was 0.88, and our second answer, negative 0.68, and it also tells us the minimum point. So 2 for you to try. Use the quadratic formula, give them a go, and if you can, if you've got the calculator, check your answers on the calculator. So the first one, a is 2, b is negative 5, and c is negative 7. So we should have 3.5 and negative 1. We've got whole answers. So x is 3.5 or x is negative 1. Because we've got whole answers, that means we could have also factorized it. So it should factorize. So 3.5 will be 2x minus 7 and x plus 1. So 2x squared minus 7x plus 2x minus 7. second one, we've got A is 3, B is -1, C is -11. So we just use the quadratic formula. So x is -1 plus or minus -1 squared minus 4 times 3 times -11 all over 2 3's. So we should get the first answer of 2.09 and the second answer of -1.76.